like cook crack. What's going on, y'all? Already got a bunch of people in the chat. What's up? What's happening, man? We moving, grooving, vibing, sliding back for another day. You know what that means, man.
Relax and sit back. We back like cook crack. It's the LJ show. Get up. It's the LJ show. It's yo. We gonna be moving, vibing, sliding. Gonna be hating, debating. Ain't no faking. This is late night greatness. We gonna be moving, vibing, sliding. Gonna be hating, debating. Ain't no faking. This is late night greatness.
Oh, man. What's happening with the chat? What's good, fam? How everybody living, man? Lisa in the building, Haiti University member. Got Really JW in the building, another Haiti University member. DJ Shemi, Miss Myra J, what's happening? Poet East Wizard, another Haiti University member. Jance Miller in here. Fluffy head in this joint. It's 8, man. What's good, baby? Good premium. What's up, Tice? Call me at the jump, Dakota. We in here like swimwear. What's good, y'all? I mean, I don't be wrong, y'all. I just be early. What I say, I said, oh yeah, this ceasefire not gonna last. They gonna bomb them niggas. And what happened? Immediately, Israel does what? Their biggest strike of the fucking day. My boy, goated beyond belief. With the golden super chat, first of the day. Why 64 vibes, Rebels nowhere in sight. Come on, man. 3rd day streaming in a row. I told y'all, this shit gonna be very normal going forward. I like doing the news this way. I like the recaps, and I could talk to y'all, and we could just break shit down together. Because then I could see my process. You feel me? Why in this bitch? Come on, man. Fluffy, that's what I'm saying, brother. Well, I mean, what the fuck? I don't understand. 100 strikes in 10 minutes, and you on TV bragging about this shit? Like, who does that? I just don't understand. And so, obviously, that's what we're going to talk about today, because Trump's team, like I said, started crashing out because, I got a full screen. CNN just couldn't let him live in victory for 24 hours. You just had to go and make a fucking news headline. Iran claims victory. And I told you this nigga was going to wake up and just be like, no, People think I lost. Fuck that. I can't, nope. I'm not down with that. And look at us now. Back in the fucking bullshit, bro. I can't believe this. Cannot fucking believe this. Not even 24 hours. That's what I'm saying, man. At all. Shit is crazy. Oh, yeah, no. Israel is crashing out right now because they are pissed about what the fuck's going on. NATO wasn't there when we needed them, and they won't be there if we need them again. Remember, Greenland, that big, poorly run piece of ice. So now, bro, is making threats to Greenland. Ceasefire hasn't even ended. And already, somehow, we are now saying, fuck all of NATO, we gonna leave this shit. What? Amanda Wilson with the super chat, I appreciate you for the vibe strictly, and you ain't lying, because we back. Ceasefire equals more fire. Not for real, bro. This shit is getting out of hand at this point in time. And now for me to get online, and this is what we witnessed, 30 minutes ago he made this statement. NATO wasn't there when we needed them, and they won't be there if we need them again. Remember Greenland. That big, poorly run piece of ice. Now, this motherfucker has us gonna go to war against all of NATO? I mean, what the fuck is happening at this point in time? I knew as soon as Iran made a taco Lego short that, oh yeah, oh man. Bro, as soon as CNN dropped that headline, y'all, it was over. It was over. A group of new accounts on the prediction market, Polymarket, made a highly specific, well-timed bet on whether the U.S. and Iran would reach a ceasefire on April 7th, resulting in hundreds of thousands of dollars in profits from these new customers. We got people insider trading the fucking war live in action. And you gonna tell me we're not in a dystopian society? What the fuck is going on? Glitch, welcome back. You ain't late at all, my boy. Jen, what's going on? At least they called for the 25th fact. There's a lot of people out here that are now calling for his impeachment. And it looks like I said, he's a rat. He's cornered. He's going to try to bring everybody down. Half dozen Poppy, my boy. I appreciate the super chat. Big fan of the channel, bro. Keep doing your thing, my boy. Hey, man. We ain't know this. We true this. We're going to keep moving, grooving, vibing, sliding, gangster. We can't stop. Now, this all comes down to Israel was pissed off because they were not invited to this conversation of what the fuck was going to happen. Netanyahu told Trump he opposed Iran's ceasefire before announcement. And obviously, he showed us that he opposed it because then he broke the shit immediately. And it's just, what a time now where
the IDF just carried the IDF
here. The ceasefire happens, right? And this is the statement that these motherfuckers make after the ceasefire.
just carried out the largest strike against Hezbollah terrorists since the beginning of Operation Roaring Lion. In just 1 minute, the IDF struck 100 Hezbollah military targets in different locations across Lebanon. The targets include command centers, missile infrastructure, and assets used by the Radwan Special Forces. This operation was based on weeks of precise intelligence and careful planning. These strikes come as Hezbollah changes the way it is operating. In recent weeks, the IDF intelligence identified Hezbollah moving beyond its usual strongholds and building positions in more areas across Lebanon, including civilian neighborhoods. Hezbollah's use of civilians as human shields is their strategy.
It's like they just are like repeating the exact loop again of Palestine and Gaza and think it's just going to fly. With no October 7th this time. Well, we had October 7th this time, but now, fuck it. We just going to do whatever the fuck that we want to do. And it's like, nigga, what? Pinky, I appreciate you. Share the gift membership. Luke, welcome to Haiti University, my boy. Freshman year, gangster. Remember, negativity lead to positivity at all times, son. That's just how this shit go down over here at Haiti U. You understand what I'm saying? Motherfucking ads got you already. My fault, gang. BB the Bomber with a funny name. I'm telling you, bro, this shit is unbelievable. Does anyone else watch this on the TV but also on their phone, the chat, just me? That's interesting, Lisa. Well, I appreciate you watching this on your TV. This is probably best on the big screen, to be honest with you.
Hezbollah dragged Lebanon into this war, and it is now trying to spread that danger to even more Lebanese communities. Our message is clear. We are fighting Hezbollah, not the people of Lebanon. We said this from day one. We will not allow Hezbollah to pose a threat to our civilians.
It's so crazy to me that you try to pitch that bullshit, but it's a fact of the matter that you started this shit. Nobody else started this shit in Lebanon. Y'all just went the fuck in there and all of a sudden you drew a line and said, oh yeah, we're going to take this over because it's Hezbollah. It's like, nigga, what? My lord, what's good, my boy? You're welcome in, man. This the live, man. What's going on? Harry Pothead Gaming, my boy. Chris Torres, I see you commenting about a Haiti University membership. I can't lie to you. I don't know how that works on the commenting side, but as you can see, there's been other people in here joining up. So, you know what I'm saying? Pull up. Why does that guy look like AI? Well, because as you can see, most of the time, AI BB the Bomber would make this announcement. But as you can, they're panicking because he's nowhere to be found because he's dead. So I still think they're going with that lie. Then, to save face, right? This is what Caroline gets on TV and starts talking about.
I've seen a lot of inaccurate coverage today from the media about these negotiations and these plans already. So let me be clear and correct the record. The Iranians originally put forward a 10-point plan that was fundamentally unserious, unacceptable, and completely discarded. It was literally thrown in the garbage by President Trump and his negotiating team. Many outlets...
So if it was thrown in garbage, why did he say that he was looking at a 10-point peace plan? That's my question. If your shit was thrown in the garbage, you would think you would not mention that. Because if we take a look here, rapid response. Oops. Can't believe they talking about NATO wasn't there for us. These guys are crazy. Here is Trump's exact words. As well as announcement, general framework of Iran's 10-point proposal as a basis for negotiations. So you accepted the general proposal. So why would you say you didn't accept the general proposal? I don't understand. And that's literally just because the optics were bad and he's upset about how people are treating him. Right? Tyler Woods, my boy. Welcome to Haiti University, man. Freshman year, big dog. Come on, son. Remember, stay iniquitous and malfeasant at all times. Now, the reason Israel's freaking out is because in this 10-point plan, there's no promises that basically promise them safety. And we went over this a little bit last night, but still, nowhere in here does it talk about helping them out or stopping them from getting enriched uranium, which Iran has came out straight up and said, nigga, no, you're not going to stop us from anything. This 10-point plan is so you guys stop dying. And so now we have this was the first plan right here, right? I'll zoom myself out a little bit so y'all can see all of them. Iran must dismantle its nuclear capabilities. Immediately they said that's cap. We're not doing that. Iran must commit never to pursue nuclear weapons. They didn't agree to that either. There will be no uranium enrichment on Iranian territory. They didn't agree to that either. Iran must hand its stockpile of some 450 kilograms of uranium over. They didn't agree to that either. Facilities must be dismantled. They didn't agree to that either. Nuclear watchdog must be granted full access, transparency, and oversight inside Iran. I don't know if they agree to that, but most likely, no. Must abandon its regional proxy. No. Didn't agree to that either. And so, as you can see, Iran was basically like, we don't understand why you think you hold the cards. You don't hold any fucking cards. In reality, this is what we're going to need. We're going to control the Strait. You're going to lift all your sanctions. You're going to we're gonna get paid for every ship that goes through. Instead of reparations, you're gonna accept the rights to our nuclear enrichment, and you're gonna terminate all UN Security Council resolutions against us. That is not what Trump tried to explain to anybody. That's almost the complete opposite. And so that's why Israel on their side is all freaking the fuck out, because this does not help them whatsoever. If anything, it just puts Iran in more powerful position. Now, Mossad commentary, of course. Jazz, what's going on? Welcome to the chat. Moving, grooving, vibing, sliding out of work. That's what I'm talking about, AB Smooth. So Channel 14 reports new intelligence suggesting the ceasefire could collapse entirely tonight from Iran's side, of course, following continued Israeli strikes on Hezbollah targets in Lebanon. The IDF is preparing for possible ballistic missile launches and is ready to resume full-scale operations against Iran at any moment. Even though it was put inside as a statement that they had to stop striking Lebanon. But now they're saying, oh, well, we're not going to stop striking Lebanon. We have to strike Hezbollah because they're genocidal fucking maniacs. You understand here, people? Then, obviously, Dead Boy BB the Bomber, he gets on TV. Rock J, I appreciate that, man. Because they do be out here capping.
And Israel is stronger than ever. This is the bottom line of this campaign up until now. Let me say, there are still additional objectives for us to achieve, and we will achieve them, either by agreement or by resumption of the fighting.
AKA Greater Israel, we're going to achieve it no matter fucking what. We don't care what y'all have to say. We're going to do that.
We are ready to resume the fighting at any moment. Our finger is on the trigger. As you know, 2-week ceasefire has been announced between the U.S. and Iran. No, we were not surprised in the last moment, and I want to emphasize, this is not the end of the war. This is a step in order to achieve all the objectives.
You hear that? Not the end of the war. Now, who this fucking body double bullshit person is, or it's just he's a rat weasel that's in some different country in a bunker making sure he stays alive and everyone else dies. But I definitely lean more towards him being dead because he won't do an interview. But he told you out loud, word for word, that nigga, this doesn't really fucking matter because we're gonna achieve what we want to achieve. See, I think we back now. Hold on. Can y'all see me? Ain't that crazy, son? They try to get me out of here. Whole OBS just tried to shut down on me, y'all, as I'm trying to make my fucking point. It's ridiculous. Can't believe this shit. Nigga, like, what the fuck? Hold on, son. Y'all hear everything? Would y'all need more audio? That sound better? I'm mute. Y'all can hear me now, though, right? Hold on, son. Damn, they said mute. Hold on. I'm mute. Nah, see, some people can hear. I can hear now. Nah, y'all may have to refresh y'all shit. You may have to leave and then come back type shit. You feel me? Leave, come back, and then you should be good. My fault, y'all, man. But actually, you know what? I can't say my fault. That's their fault. I ain't do nothing. I just tried to switch my camera. Next thing you know, whoop, that bitch crashed. Like, what the fuck? But back to what I was fucking talking about before I was so rudely interrupted by the higher-ups because I was out here talking facts. Fuck. Look at the cuckboy Vance out here talking bullshit.
That said, the Israelis, as I understand it, again, I'm supposed to get a fuller report when I get on the plane, have actually offered to be, frankly, to check themselves a little bit in Lebanon because they want to make sure that our negotiation is successful. That's not because that is part of the ceasefire. I think that's the Israelis trying to set us up for success, and we'll, of course, see how that unfolds in the next few days. But, look, if Iran wants to let this negotiation fall apart in a conflict where they were getting hammered over Lebanon, which has nothing to do with them and which the United States never once said was part of the ceasefire.
Cap. They said that shit was a part of the ceasefire. That is a lie. I don't understand why they capping about that. There's nothing to cap about. Like, what the fuck? Makes no sense to me. Maximum speed. You have to leave and then come back. Or actually, you know what? He can't hear me. Y'all have to tell him in the chat that he has to leave and then come back. Is it still low volume for everybody? It says I'm maxing out on my volume on my shit, so. Oh, shit. That man Cam, the motherfucking GOAT. What up, my boy? With the super chat. He back like cook crack. Man, been busy. Just got my new house trying to sell my old one. We back like cook crack. It's BB Genocide still on planet Earth, or he crossed over. He crossed over, but you know what I'm saying? This man is still doing bullshit. But let me focus real quick on this whole Lebanon thing. It was very specific in the terms by the Pakistani leader when he came onto Twitter and said, ceasefire in Lebanon also has to stop. So I don't understand why he just gets on TV and just starts fucking lying. It makes no sense to me. Like, just, what are y'all lying for?
Negotiation and a lot of bad faith, propaganda going on. I think this comes from a legitimate misunderstanding. I think the Iranians thought that the ceasefire included Lebanon, and it just didn't. We never made that promise. We never indicated that was going to be the case. What we said is that the ceasefire would be focused on Iran, and the ceasefire would be focused on America's allies, both Israel and the Gulf Arab states.
It's just like proving day in and day out that we have no control over Israel. That we call them our greatest ally, but the motherfuckers just do whatever they want, whenever they want, because they don't really give a fuck. Base the light. If you can't hear them, leave and come back. Appreciate that, my boy. Vontae the Royal. Appreciate the super chat. Gangsta. That's a new type of blue I ain't never seen. The volume is low, not you. I think that's just on those videos because they're outside of the airline, so like that's how the audio does their shit. Maybe this one will be a little bit better. But that's the same thing of him just talking about that's a misunderstanding. So now the Daily Beast reported that basically Trump sent one of his goons to the fucking Pope and basically told him, yo, stop talking shit about us and stop saying that we're not on God's side. Do you not understand that we need to pitch religion? And I think we just need to talk about how insane that fucking is. Because first off, he spoke against the
Cari
war.
fratelli e sorelle, dall'Iran e da tutto il Medio Oriente.
Dear brothers and sisters, news continues to arrive from Iran and from the whole Middle East that causes deep concern. In addition to the episodes of violence and devastation and the widespread climate of hatred and fear, there is the fear that the conflict will spread and that other countries in the region, including dear Lebanon, may sink again into instability.
Possano sprofondare nuovamente nell'instabilità. Eleviamo la nostra umile preghiera.
We raise our humble prayer to the Lord that the clamor of bombs may cease, that weapons may fall silent, and that a space for dialogue may open up in which the voice of the peoples can be heard.
La voce dei popoli.
So the guy that, leads the church is also saying, yeah, y'all niggas is kind of bugged out. Like, And so now a top Vatican diplomat was summoned to the Pentagon for a bitter lecture, demanding that the Pope get behind Donald Trump. It has emerged. So they call somebody from the Vatican. They're like, yo, the Pope not gonna pull up, nigga. But I think y'all got this shit fucked up. You guys are on side, regardless of what side you think you're on, you fucking with us. So take that for what it is, my nigga. And shitting me, bugged out. Finally called alive. Welcome in, Andrew. Really, JW, he pressed the Pope? Yeah, well, indirectly, right? Summoned to the meeting by Secretary of Defense Policy Elbridge Colby, a Catholic who served in the first Trump administration. Picked apart the pontiff's January speech, reportedly saying a diplomacy that promotes dialogue and seeks consensus among all parties is being replaced by a diplomacy based on force by either individuals or groups of allies. AKA, nigga, y'all better be rocking with us or it's fuck you. To be put it plainly simple. And obviously this was before all this, threat of bombing and killing the entire civilization. But now, somehow, this morning, Donald Trump got on TV, and this nigga was like, oh, well, technically, everything that we've done has been achieved. And this looks like, not AI, but like, I don't know what the fuck this is. This looks weird to me.
As I stated in my announcement of Operation Epic Fury, our objectives are very simple and clear. We are systematically dismantling the regime's ability to threaten America or project power outside of their borders. That means eliminating Iran's navy, which is now absolutely destroyed. hurting their Air Force and their missile program at levels never seen before, and annihilating their defense industrial base. We've done all of it. Their Navy is gone. Their Air Force is gone. Their missiles are just about used up or beaten. Taken together, these actions will cripple Iran military, crush their ability to support terrorist proxies, and deny them the ability to build a nuclear bomb. Our armed forces have been extraordinary. There's never been anything like it militarily. Everyone is talking about it.
Yeah, everybody talking about how bad that shit went, my nigga, and how we look like fucking idiots. I mean, I just don't understand how the fuck they could possibly try to be like, oh, you know, this shit is cool, everything is good. Fuck no. Everything is not good, nigga. And then Caroline, she can't even admit that we have no control.
Thank you, Brian. The White House posted the statement from the Iranian government that passage in the Strait will be coordinated with Iran's armed forces. As of today, who controls the Strait of Hormuz?
Again, these statements were put out 12 hours ago. We expect that the Strait will be opened immediately. As I've said earlier, we have seen an uptick in traffic in the Strait, and it's something that we are monitoring minute by minute, hour by hour as the days go on.
AKA, no, we are not in control of the Strait whatsoever. CC, beautiful, I appreciate the super chat. Just tell me straight up, are we going to die or what? I mean, we're in America. So, no, not right now. Our deaths is put off a long ways away because a lot of people would never risk actually trying to attack people on American soil, especially with a drone or a missile, because they know we will respond with a nuke. Now, have we been heavily reduced from our top spot as just claiming we are by far the best military in the world? 1,000%. I think a lot of different countries and around the world are now looking at China like, I don't know. I don't think shit would have went that bad if they tried to invade Iran. Now, I could be wrong, but this is also while Israel is trying to simultaneously sabotage us and ruin everything that, you know, we have going on, as they so wonderfully always fucking do. But even Fox News is getting out there and admitting that none of the things he talked about are being achieved whatsoever.
But I will say that the president's demands, we have not reached any of those objectives. I have full confidence that the president is going to find some way to make this happen. But he said that we want to dismantle all major nuclear facilities. That has not happened. The end of uranium enrichment on the soil, they're still enriching. The transfer of the enriched uranium stockpiles out of Iran, that hasn't happened. The acceptance of intrusive international inspections, they're still not willing to do that. And they have not suspended their ballistic missiles program. They're still firing them off to stop the production of the long-range missiles. That's just a few of them on the president's proposal. The question is the president using this 2 weeks to give our soldiers a president using this?
He about to talk about, is our president using this 2 weeks to give our soldiers the break? Like this shit is some type of halftime of a sporting event. Nigga, this is war. There's nothing out of this thing that we have achieved. And when you know Fox News is telling you you ain't achieved shit, you ain't achieved a motherfucking thing. Understand that? And then Israel's foreign ministry, they say Lebanon's president and prime minister have no shame in attacking Israel for doing what they should have done, striking Hezbollah. Which makes no sense because it's like, why wouldn't you let Lebanon deal with that? It's not Hezbollah is striking you guys. You guys are preemptively striking them. After thousands of attacks on Israel from their territory, cap, they offer no apology and rather come with demands. Yeah, no shit. Shmula, I appreciate the super chat, my boy. Protect law at all costs. We love you, gang. Love y'all too, man. It's Haiti University, big dog. You know what I'm saying? We better than CNN. We better than Fox News. We keep shit a buck around here. And we call it how we fucking see it. They did not disarm Hezbollah. They did not and do not prevent it from firing on Israel. They lied when they claimed they had demilitarized in the area up to the Litani. Now we must do it instead of them. No, you should not. Nigga, who are you trying to act like? You're just committing genocide because you know that's what you love to do. It is time to start acting against Hezbollah. You guys have been doing that since day one. In deeds, not words. And if you are incapable of doing so, at least do not get in the way. Because that doesn't sound genocidal or controlling whatsoever. And so Trump is freaking out because he's hearing that people over here is talking about, oh yeah, y'all niggas lost. So everything to him is now kept. Numerous agreements, lists, and letters are being sent out by people that have absolutely nothing to do with the USA. So I guess CNN no longer has anything to do with these, with the USA. Interesting. Iran negotiation. In many cases, they are total fraudsters. And worse, they will be rapidly exposed after our federal investigation is completed. There's only one group of meaningful points that are acceptable to the United States, and we will be discussing them behind closed doors during this negotiation. All of a sudden, now the negotiations need to take place behind closed doors. These are the points that are the basis on which we agreed to a ceasefire. It is something that is reasonable and can easily be dispensed with. It's very much like fake news CNN last night, headlining a source that had no power or authority to write a letter claiming great authority. Where it's like, what do you mean? The motherfuckers told them word for word, yeah, bitch, we won. Go ahead, let your people know. Smack man in the building. What's good, haters? We in here like good sewing. No cap. Appreciate the super chat, gangster. Bankroll with a super chat. China would smoke the USA if we went into war. Well, especially right now. That's why I know China must have good hesitation. It doesn't really want world dominance because they could have definitely slimed us out. Like, this is the perfect time for them to come and slime us out. And they haven't. So, good hesitation by them. I ain't gonna lie to you. You feel me? Jance, I appreciate the super chat. So, is it safe to say, since Iran exposed the Trump administration, that China might try us later for the debt collection? I don't know. I think China right now is playing the backseat of he's fucking up so badly, we're just going to let him keep fucking up until we have to step in and do something. Where this past yesterday, they stepped in and were like, called up Iran supposedly and was like, accept that. They accepted your 10-point peace plan? Fuck that. Do that and then watch him crumble. And that's exactly what they're doing. Crumbling. You feel me? Lynn, I appreciate the super chat. Fear is a tactic of cults to keep you inactive because the end is near. Don't buy into that. Fight back. That's facts. 100%. 100% facts.
That includes 10 separate points. Some of them include the U.S. guaranteeing a non-aggression pact with Iran, continuing Iran's control over the Strait of Hormuz, acceptance that Iran can enrich uranium for its nuclear program, removal of all primary sanctions on Iran, removal of secondary sanctions, an end of all UN Security Council resolutions against Iran, an end to the IAEA's resolutions on Iran's nuclear program, compensation, payment for Iran and its war damage, withdrawal of U.S. forces from the region, and a ceasefire on all fronts. Those are a number of points that are not going to be reached, and the next 2 weeks are going to be critical as negotiators try to hammer this out.
And obviously those 2 weeks were ended like almost fucking immediately. Luke Wick with the super chat. Crude oil moving crazy, want $100 a barrel. I'm telling you, and that's down from what it was going to be after they made this little ceasefire. If that shit wouldn't have been made, boy, that shit would have been creeping up to 150, 175. Tyler Woods, appreciate the super chat, my boy. Hey, bro, look up Isaiah L. Keenan and who he is and what he does for Israel and the U.S. government relations. All right, let's take a look. All right. Isaiah L. Keenan, Israel. Let's see. And then who? I saw somebody else. They said something. Do you see Pam Bondi refusing to show for appeal? I saw it at Zaria. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Because that would almost make sense of why they made her step down. Because all of a sudden, they're like, well, she doesn't need to show up in front of Congress because she's no longer in this position. Which would be the out because they know she was going to fucking fold. So he's working as a journalist, studied law, and was admitted to the Ohio Bar Association. Became an activist in the Zionist movement in 1941. Became president of the Cleveland Zionist District in the 1940s. He served as information director of J Agency of the State of Israel in 1948. He served on the Israeli delegation of the United Nations. Community faced challenge number and helps Jews. Okay, so personal life, died in 1988. So he was basically just a big ass Zionist. Started AIPAC. So he is the reason for all of this bullshit, is what you're telling me. No, I did not have this information. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you sending the super chat for me to find out this information, because he's now easily moved up in my most hated list. I mean, bro's probably top 10. He's fucked up in our entire government, all because of one fucking thing that was invented. AIPAC. I mean, there's a whole bunch of other ones, but everyone started to take and do the same thing as AIPAC does. It's like, what the fuck? Let's see if the Wall Street Journal lets us read their shit. I knew it, little bastards. But this was a very important article because basically talking about how Israel was freaking the fuck out that there was a ceasefire that was reached. And they weren't happy about it because they weren't a part of the negotiations. But how would you be part of the negotiations when you keep on trying to say that it's our war and not your war that you started? And it's so crazy because we should just leave them out to fucking dry, but they won't. And now we're living in a country that a motherfucker like Dan Bilzerian, it has a possibility to beat out Randy Fine. And at this point in time, I'd rather Dan Bilzerian be the Conservative Party runner than Randy Fine. This fat, stupid fuck, this big back idiot, no chance. Really, JW, I appreciate the super chat, my boy. My thing is, when Israel's done using us like a used condom, where we left at, what was our point after the blackmail? Oh, that's why, if you remember from the Epstein files, when he was talking about the whole cornered like a rat thing, I think they used that, and they're like, okay, how can we corner him like a rat? And this is exactly how, dragging us into the war because of the Epstein files. And now we're just cooked and in this shit and can't do anything about it. Saudi Arabia and UAE went to WIG directly and said back off. Facts. But the real question is, what's going to happen tonight? Like overnight. Obviously, Dead Boy, he had to make a little tweet. The people of Israel are marking this evening, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, a holiday of brotherhood, faith, and joy. They always have some stupid-ass fucking holiday. Trying to divide us, remind us how greater than any disagreement, we are one people with one destiny and one future. Religious war, religious cult. This is the time to join arms, to stand together shoulder to shoulder. No, it is not. If you're in Israel, you should get the fuck up out of there, to be honest. And Hormuz, completely fucking closed. Why did we have to make the deal? Shit still doesn't make sense. Jazz. So basically, we had to make the deal because, one, Trump is off the wall and he just does what he wants to do. But two, it's because most of Trump's circle was all against this war. Three, Trump hates bad optics. So when he hears that everyone hates him right now, or people are looking down upon him or talking shit about him, he makes drastic decisions because he thinks that that will sway the public opinion. But then once he heard that he lost, all of a sudden now he's backtracking on all those statements. At the end of the day, Netanyahu is still the one that is kind of running this shit. Even though he's dead, he's running it from the dead. So really it's like Ben Guyver and those type of people that are just like doing just insane shit.
The regime. We have killed thousands of their operatives, and we've managed to prove that we can hunt them down wherever they are. They have nowhere to hide. We've also targeted senior officials from the tyrant Khamenei until all the way to the family members of the besieged members.
Yeah, because that's normal. We've targeted their family members. Like nigga, what? Turkey made an official statement saying, we condemn in the strongest terms, and this is today's, April 8th. So after, obviously, they did that 100 strikes like fucking genocidal maniacs. We condemn in the strongest terms Israel's intensifying attacks on Lebanon, which have resulted in significant loss of life. These attacks are further exacerbating. I always forget how to pronounce that word. The humanitarian situation in the country. Despite the recently achieved ceasefire in the region, the Netanyahu government continues to undermine international efforts aimed at establishing peace and stability. We reiterate our unequivocal support of the preservation of Lebanon's sovereignty and territorial integrity. The international community must act without delay to bring an end to Israel's occupation of Lebanon and ensure the protection of its civilians. So Turkey has came out and said, Israel, what the fuck? Just like the whole rest of the world. And it's like, nigga, huh? What are we talking about? France pulled its gold out the reserves. That's a fact, young Carlin. We just have to make it November. Dread it, we sure do. But the way shit's going right now, it's looking like it's going to end, right now. Now, Ghali, this guy, another one that was part of this entire process of middlemaning. He was one of the other Pakistani people. The deep historical distrust we hold toward the United States. My God, why the fuck do we have to be the bad guys? Stems from its repeated violations of all forms of commitment. A pattern that has regrettably been repeated once again. It's factual. As the President of the United States has clearly stated in his truth, the Islamic Republic of Iran's 10-point proposal is a workable basis on which to negotiate and the main framework for these talks. However, 3 clauses of this proposal have been violated so far, already, within 24 hours. Non-compliance with the first clause of the 10-point proposal regarding the ceasefire in Lebanon. Told you. Iran will come out and make statements saying, no, you cannot go fuck up Lebanon. What are you guys doing? A commitment that Prime Minister Sharif, that we were talking about earlier, has explicitly referred to and declared as an immediate ceasefire everywhere. Not just Iran, not just the U.S., everybody, including Lebanon and other regions, effective immediately. The entry of intruding drone into Iran airspace, which was destroyed in the city of Lar and Fars province, in clear violation of the clause prohibiting any further violation of Iran airspace. Third violation. There's only fucking 10 points, and we violated 30% of them within the first fucking 10 hours. Denial of Iran's right to enrichment, which was included in the 6th clause of the framework. Now, the very workable basis on which to negotiate has been openly and clearly violated, even before the negotiations began. In such situation, a bilateral ceasefire or negotiations is unreasonable. It's just over and over again. Israel strikes again. How can they fuck us up today and fuck up the entire world? Well, let's just ruin everybody's ceasefire and start killing civilians because that's what we do best. And it's like, my nigga, what the actual fuck is wrong with y'all niggas? Like, can't you just chill out from killing civilians for one day? Why? Super chat. We, question mark? Yes, we. Because in history, it goes down as we. We're part of the United States. Unless we somehow rewrite history, in 50 years, it's going to look back and it's going to look nuts. And anybody that's citizens of America, we going to be a part of that. And people going to ask, like, how the fuck was y'all letting that shit go down? You'd be like, we were trying, but I mean, our president was insane. But they're still going to be like, damn, y'all didn't fight back? Y'all didn't do nothing? That's what annoys the fuck out of me when it comes to shit like this. Because we need to do something. But I guess we'll see over these next, couple days what transpires. You feel me? And I mean, look at this. This is what they did during the first couple hours of a ceasefire. Oh, they wanted a ceasefire. How do we fuck it up? Let's put the biggest strike possible on innocent civilian life. That's fucking insane, gang. Like, how many people did they kill this time? And the numbers won't even, we don't even have them yet. And here we go with the false flag bullshit. A Pakistani national planned to illegally enter the United States and conduct an ISIS-inspired... I haven't even heard of ISIS. Like, when's the last time you heard about ISIS? Anytime there's something that happens in the U.S., all of a sudden it's ISIS's fault. On the Jewish community around the 1-year anniversary of the attacks in Israel by Hamas. With this guilty plea, he will now face the consequences of planning a mass shooting in New York City that might have killed or injured many people. I want to thank the FBI teams and our partners for their work to prevent an attack to bring the individual to justice. This shit makes me sick. Basically just arrested some random motherfucker that they probably coerced over 2 to 3 years into saying, yo, you have to go kill these people. Yo, you have to go do this. And then when his mind finally broke and he's like, you know what? Fuck it. I think I'm going to go up with the plan. We're going to do this. They raided his house and then arrested him. And now it's, oh my God, look at the anti-Semitism. This is crazy. Fucking unbelievable. They didn't even get struck and they sent bombs to kill civilians. That's what I'm saying, D. Patrick. This shit is unbelievable. Oh, shit. Let's see what the Pope had to say. He said some shit directly to us.
In English, I would simply say, once again, what I said in the Urbi et Orbi message on Sunday, asking all people of goodwill to search always for peace and not violence, to reject war, especially a war which many people have said is an unjust war, which is continuing to escalate and which is not resolving anything. In fact, we have a worldwide economic crisis, energy crisis, situation in the Middle East of great instability, which is only provoking more hatred throughout the world. So come back to the table, let's talk, let's look for solutions in a peaceful way, and let's remember especially the innocent, children, the elderly, the sick, so many people who have already become or will become victims of this continued warfare. To remind all that attacks on civilian infrastructure is against international law, but that it is also a sign of the hatred, the division, the destruction that the human being is capable of, and we all want to work for peace.
He's basically just calling us a fucking killing machine, in other words, and it's like, God damn, son, what are we doing, bro? We shouldn't even be doing all that. It's even reaching older generations, because I was cutting the elder lady's hair today, and she was talking about how in Israel we pay for everything and get it for free. I do think there's a very slow awakening as more information starts to hit the net and people. It's like, God damn, this shit gets worse and fucking worse. Then Disney in the Closet Graham hit TV. He was talking some bullshit.
Their behavior regarding enriching uranium is one of consistent cheating. No enrichment, not 1 ounce, can ever be enriched again in Iran. They will cheat if you let them do it. There's 20-some countries that have peaceful power programs that don't enrich uranium. You don't need to enrich to have a peaceful program. You do need to enrich to make a bomb.
Again, Disney Graham. Who gives a fuck? We've literally proven why they should probably get a nuclear weapon, because we're fucking insane and keep on going there in everybody else's fucking business. It's like, nigga, I feel like that's very obvious and eye-opening to anybody.
A second question on family and friends in Iran. I myself am Iranian, and I've been talking to them through the blackout. One of my family members yesterday said goodbye to me. So what message should we be sending Iranians when they message me saying what should they be doing right now? How should they stay safe? Because they really don't know what to do.
I think the president's main priority, and my main priority as his spokeswoman, is to make sure that clear messages are sent to the American people, of course, which is my job today. With respect to the Iranian people, the president, has taken out the imminent threat that was posed by their military to the United States, to our allies in the region, to our forces in the region, and of course, as the president has long said, he hopes that Iran will be a country of peace, of prosperity, and we're moving into this next round of negotiations to hopefully come to an agreement with this new regime that will create long-term stability in the Middle East.
He has said that they should stay inside of their homes and also take back their country. So there's a contradiction there. So how do you address that?
Again, we're moving into this next round of negotiations with the remnants of the regime and those that we are speaking with now to hopefully reach a place of peace long-term for the region, and that includes the Iranian people as well. In the blue.
Whole bunch of cat from gold digging Levette. She never fucking stops. Listen to me while driving. I appreciate that, Pooch. Appreciate you tuning in on the road, man. Hopefully this should make your ride a little bit easier and a little bit more simple. You know what I'm saying? Because I know traffic be getting me hot, my nigga. What? I be, yo, where do y'all niggas learn how to drive? I don't understand. What the fuck is going on? It always be everybody else's problem, even though sometimes I need to look in the mirror and be like, you know what, nigga, you kind of bugging out. This is my problem with everything fucking going on. Vance, Witkoff, and Kushner will lead the U.S. negotiating team in Pakistan for Iran talks starting Saturday. If that's true, we are fucked. And there's no possible way we're reaching any type of peace. Ever. If these are the idiots that are going to do the conversation. I don't know how else to plainly put that. Because Jared Kushner, yes, exactly. No security clearance. No financial disclosures has he provided. Hopelessly conflicted financially. Not Senate confirmed. Doesn't report to anyone subject to congressional oversight. Diplomatic mercenary. And most importantly, in the Epstein file saying that he compromised Trump in term number 1. What the fuck is going on? Shout from South Africa. Shout out right back to y'all. How much you missed? You just got here? You missed what was it? Like an hour? Right around there. Vance involved with the Kush reel with Sofa. That's what I'm saying, bro. This shit is nuts. There's no way he's supposed to be the one that is doing any of these type of conversations. I know that's for motherfucking shit show.
इजराइल ने जो मुलाजिम जो है ढाए हैं फलस्तीनियों पे और लबनानियों पे और ईरानियों पे.
Basically, the Pakistani defense minister said Israel needs to be muzzled at this moment. The position Pakistan has attained will be put to use to address Israel's aggression. Shitting me? That sounds like a great plan, because them niggas been bugging out for a long time, and they need to stop. Chris Torres, I appreciate that compliment, my boy. Shout out from CT, my brother. Shout right back out to y'all, Vincent. That's what I'm talking about. Kushner is a Mossad, 1,000%. That guy is a Mossad asset and loser. See what the fuck? I want to see the translated statement. Hello. Okay, so here's Lebanon's official statement for the ceasefire. Well, in their response to the violation of the ceasefire. In response to the enemy's violation of the ceasefire agreement, and after resistance adhered to the ceasefire while the enemy did not, the Mujahideen and of the Islamic resistance targeted the Manara settlement with a rocket barrage at 2:30 a.m. on Thursday, April 9th. This is 2006. I think they mean 2026. This response will continue until the Israeli-American aggression against our country and our people ceases. Bro, this shit's insane. What do you think of the Kendrick Lamar style Lego video Iran has been sending out? Ms. Gray, we cover usually the Lego videos once a day in here. I don't know if they have a new one right now, but we've been loving them shits. That's for sure. Unfortunately, leaving NATO won't be to avoid foreign entanglements. We'll be leaving NATO so we can side with Israel when Turkey and Israel eventually clash in Syria. This is after we helped topple the secular Syrian government and installed a former... Thank you. Nothing but facts right there. That's the only reason that we're leaving. Only reason we're leaving NATO is because of Israel, as always. We'll be leaving NATO so... Oops. It always comes back to that shit. My bad, this is my first live with you. Oh, no apologies, Miss Gray. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So, because when they were talking about NATO wasn't there when we needed them, and they won't be there if we needed them again, remember Greenland. He throws the threat to Greenland. So everyone is thinking about, okay, are they going to attack Greenland or not? But in reality, it's because Turkey is a part of NATO. And because Turkey's a part of NATO, we can't be in there where it makes sense, because that is who Israel is going to attack next. And something that has not made the headlines whatsoever and not being talked about, which is almost why I think part of the reason all this shit is happening, is there was an attack on the embassy, right? Now look at this. More news. See, Fox News, okay, a day ago, 3 gunmen opened fire outside Israeli consulate. See, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they want us to believe that their Israeli consulate in Turkey was attacked by randoms. Because this is going to obviously be their false flag / their pre-play of, hey, we need a reason to go into Turkey and then start fighting them as well. Tim's 5086, I appreciate the super chat. The only real news keeps me informed and interested. I appreciate that, bro. So 3 people have been killed and 2 police officers injured in a gunfire incident near the building housing the Israeli consulate in Istanbul, according to Turkish media reports. 3 people involved in the gun battle that erupted on Tuesday have been eliminated by Turkish police. A terror attack. We saw part of the video yesterday, but I can look for part of it. But it's when they start firing back and forth, and a dude gets shot basically in his foot underneath a van. There are no Israeli diplomats serving in the consulate building in Istanbul, and no Israeli diplomats in the Israeli embassy in the Turkish capital of Ankara, which means the employees who are inside those diplomatic missions are mostly the locals who are working for the consulate or the embassy, aka the perfect false flag. We don't want any of ours to actually get killed, but we need to make it look like your country hates us. Which is crazy, right? Israel and Turkey both swiftly condemned the incident, branding it a terror-related attack. The thing that they won't talk about is that this guy had ties to Mossad. Meanwhile, the motivation behind the attack could be to damage Turkey's prestige, which has been seen as a safe and stable place in the region amid the war. When an attack like this happens, the first thing that comes to mind is, who does this attack benefit? And it is definitely not, of course, Turkey. Even people in Turkey are already like, this is weird. A second motive for attackers could be to drag Turkey into the ongoing regional conflict. And a third motive could be to damage Istanbul's reputation as a diplomatic mediator city, given that many mediation efforts have taken place there, the journalist added. So even Turkey immediately is like, hold on, this doesn't add up. Most likely this feels like a false flag type of operation. But now, guaranteed, ready? Look at the difference between how that was reported and now how something like, let's say, Fox News is going to report this. No, what the fuck? You're not going to let me go through this shit? There you go, losers.
So the State Department giving an update on effort
Oh my
State
goodness.
Department giving an update on efforts to evacuate him.
You know what? Fuck you guys. I'm going to the Jerusalem Post because they'll be even more honest than you. So, now watch this narrative and how it switches, right? When it comes to how they talk about this attack. So right off the rip, gunmen opened fire in a suspected Islamic State linked attack. Immediately, they put it on the Islamic State. They're not talking about anything else. It's like, oh, okay, this is immediately attack to Iran. They're trying to kill Israel, right? Turkish interior appears to indicate ISIS link. Now, immediately they draw the link to ISIS. Terrorists to be brothers, that ties to an organization that exploits religion, right? Now, they won't even talk about what the reason is behind or the motivation or anything. All they're going to say is, oh, that was ISIS. They're trying to kill us. We appreciate the Turkish security forces' swift actions in thwarting the attack, but Israeli missions around the world have been subjected to countless threats and terrorist attacks. Terror will not deter us. AKA, when we come in there, don't be surprised because we feel like you guys attacked the fuck out of us. You're like, oh, it's all good, Isaiah. Welcome in, my brother. When they say ISIS, they mean themselves. Exactly. And so that is why, when you look at the big picture, we're going to leave NATO. And then as time goes on and this fight continues, Greater Israel, they're trying to form it. They're going to be like, well, now it's time for us to go attack Turkey. So how can we make them look like the bad guys? And then the U.S. can finally, on the outside, for them, be like, oh, well, we're not in NATO anymore. And we know they're not going to help us out. So now we can go attack Turkey. Not good. Not good at all. Are they getting ready to do something in Kuwait? I don't know. Well, this will be interesting. Because now Fox News is saying that even they're calling this ceasefire complete fiction and that was all bullshit.
And I think in reality that there is no ceasefire. I was watching coverage of this last night, flipping around, obviously watching your show, Jesse, and then perusing some other channels. And there were split screens between, White House announces ceasefire and missiles raining down on the Israelis. We knew that Israel was sending rockets back to Iran. We know what today has looked like in Lebanon with what the Israelis are doing there. It's one of the highest death toll days. So the ceasefire was a complete fiction. And what J.D. Vance is saying, and the White House now, Caroline Leavitt, that those 10 points were completely unacceptable, that's only because some of the biggest boosters of the administration came out and said, are you kidding me? Look at what you're agreeing to. Like Mark Levin, who has obviously been very close to this process. He took, what Fox and Friends had put up this morning and said this 10 points are a disaster. Last night, Larry Kudlow asked on social media, is this what we want? I mean, the deal, the 10 points that they sent in response to our 15 points allow them, as Dana said, to control the Strait of Hormuz and to decide what they charge. So that could be $2 million per tanker, and they split that with the Omanis, or then the FT reported this morning a proposal to do $1 for every barrel, and they want it to be paid in crypto. Which would be untraceable. And we know that because Donald Trump loves to be paid in crypto. No shutting down of the nuclear program. You can continue to enrich uranium. The leadership, not a problem. Can keep supporting those proxy forces. That's the Hezbollah problem. And then that sanctions would be lifted. We already took off $14 billion in sanctions. This would go even further. And Donald Trump would be the first president, certainly in recent memory, that didn't have economic sanctions on Iran. The linchpin story on this, and we have been tracing this particular plot line since the beginning, is what Jonathan Swan and Maggie Haberman reported yesterday in the excerpt of their book that comes out in a couple of months. And it's about a meeting on February 11th in the Situation Room, and Bibi Netanyahu was there. He was sitting at the table with our leadership.
In that conversation, she's talking about is, if you guys remember the YouTube video I made when I said World War III incoming back in February, that was when BB the Bomber Move Groove Vibe slided his way around the world so he wouldn't get arrested by the ICC, came to Washington, D.C., got welcomed on his little stupid ass fucking red carpet, went right into the Situation Room, sat down across from Trump at the head of the table, like they're both leaders of this country. And then he went on this bullshit ass board and just said, we need to attack Iran. I don't know how else to explain it to you, but yeah. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to bomb them. Then you're going to put boots on the ground. We're going to easily steal the enriched uranium because they can't have a nuclear weapon. We're going to get up out of there. Kill the leader. It'll be done in like a week. And then all of Trump's circle, Rubio, Vance, all of them were literally like, that's not how that shit's gonna go down. It's Trump. And generals came and talked to him and said, hey, Israel always does this. They oversell. They make the shit seem like it's gonna be easy. Walk in the park. No president falls for this because Iran makes no sense to invade because how insane it is geographically. Trump's like, well, you know, whatever you gotta do, BB, I'm down with it. And then Vance and Rubio are like, fuck, well, okay, we're telling you, we don't think this is gonna be well, and it's not gonna go good, but obviously we support you. And so then BB hops on his little fucking jet, takes the fuck off. And the next thing you know, a couple days later, we are at war with Iran. Because BB the bomber runs this country. And so now, all signs point to this ceasefire was all bullshit because Israel's gonna do whatever the fuck they want to do. And that's the biggest problem. Nearly half the U.S. data centers planned for 2026 are reportedly expected to be delayed or canceled. Great. Good. Let's not ruin all of our fucking water. See, now this is what we're going to have to get from Al Jazeera because CNN and Fox News will never show us this type of information. Now, you can say what you want, but they're not forcing all of these people out onto the street. Now, clearly, their supreme leader obviously is in some type of grave conditional danger / injured because he would definitely be making some sort of announcements. But they were forced to accept the 10-point peace plan, and Iran has basically now won. That's what they're saying. And I mean, hey, I don't know what to tell you, but I mean, this shit is pretty true. Tavo, what's good? Also, come to find out, you can reuse the water from data centers through osmosis, but it's so expensive, most don't. That's interesting, really, JW. I did not know that. I wish we could post pics on here, because no lie, my son and LJ could literally be twins, since my son is 32. Seriously, twins. That's crazy. That's crazy, Jen. Luke, I don't like this side of history, to be honest. Me and you both, gangster. This side of history is not good. We got to get on the right side sooner or later.
Is the world safer today than it was before the war was started?
Absolutely. Because, and this is thanks to President Trump's leadership, degrading these capabilities is really very important for your and my safety here in the US, in Europe, in the Middle East.
Love the show. Got a great clip of BB sent where? I guess you can send it in here. I appreciate the super chat. Mirror Convos. I could try to like copy your thing or whatever you send in here. Just pop in real quick, bro. Getting married tomorrow and just too hectic to watch the lives. Hey, man. Dubs in the chat, the Blue Falcon. Congratulations, my boy. Getting married, son. Come on, man. That's a big life achievement. And you came in here to say what up? What's good, brother? Come on, man. Congrats to you and yours, gangster. No worries, man. Oh, they've announced new ship routes. You trying to be a mod? Say less, my brother. Only rules to being a mod is you gotta be in Hater University, and we do not block people in this chat whatsoever. Even if they hating on me, that's okay. The only thing we do is if people spamming some crazy shit, and not spamming W's in the chat to our boy Blue Falcon because he just got married. So we gotta keep on spamming W's because that's big time. But yeah, man. I was waiting for the next video, but fuck it, we live. Come on, lay low. We live, baby. Live in action, gangster. I have more fun watching this, and I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about it watching back, but I feel like most people like this format better than the videos. But I'll try to keep on making videos and posts as well. Just maybe recording on OBS instead of going into the studio because it's easier. So let's see what IRGC had to say. Due to the war situation in the Persian Gulf and the Strait of Hormuz, and the possibility of presence of various anti-ship mines in the traffic of the main zone of the Strait of Hormuz, according to the map, aka we know exactly where the mines are at, so we're going to have to do a different route for you guys, and we're not going to move our mines because you know, and we know, that shit could very well hit the fan once again. All ships intending to transit the Strait of Hormuz are hereby notified that in order to comply with the principles of maritime safety and to avoid possible collisions with naval mines, they should, in coordination with the IRGC Navy in the Strait of Hormuz, take alternative routes for transiting the Strait of Hormuz until further notice, as follows and according to the attached map. Entry route from the Sea of Oman to the north, exit route from the Persian Gulf, and passing south to Lark Island. AKA, all this area right here is all bad / you could blow the fuck up. Keep doing the reels at the very least. Oh, Franklin, the reels are never going to stop. Those are 2 to 3 a day, no matter what. But YouTube, I think I really like live streaming. And then I think most of my videos now that I'm going to post are going to be like more interview type of videos, or like one-on-one sit down, or I'm going to go to a city, interview people, do that type of shit. But I think day-to-day news, I'm just going to live stream because this shit is way more fun. Much love, chat. I'm out. Y'all keep sliding and vibing. All right, Blue Falcon, be easy, baby. Have a good wedding tomorrow, gangster. Young Observer, I appreciate the super chat, my boy. Real one. UK also welcomes the 2-week ceasefire, but obviously that did not fucking last long. Link posted for new Lego joint. Smack man. Let me see. How do I see it? I can see the links. I don't even know where to see that. I don't see no links in this shit. Here, I'll look up Iran Lego right now though, and see if we have a new one. That was 20 hours ago, so that was almost a whole day. Please do keep these new live. Oh yeah, 100%. These shits ain't going nowhere. I need one on the 8th. I'm trying to see one on the 8th. Oh, these are like actual... That's Orange Pig, though. I don't know if that's the real person. He posted a link. Scroll up. Oh, okay. Aha. Real one.
Orange Pig. America first? Oops. Oh boy, that was the slogan you sold. But Bibi's pulling strings and your vote is getting cold. We're not just fighting for Iran, hear this clear. Your people reached out to us. Yeah, we got the DMs here. If one nation's gonna stand against the Epstein regime's fear, it's us till the last breath. We've been doing it for years. We're standing here for everyone. Your system ever wrong, they've known all along. The enemy was always you. The real threat wore a suit and sung a patriotic song while selling their own citizens and calling it strong. Stealing from your own people, making them bleed, taking tax dollars just to fund your own greed. They waking up to the lies of the illusions of burst. You screamed America first, nah, you put losers first. Make Israel great again. Your government is run by pedophiles. They ordered you to die for Israel. They ordered you to die for Israel. They lied to you all. We saw.
Bro, who be cooking these shits up, son? What is going on? These niggas is egregious, bruh. Love videos they fire. Nah, I appreciate that. Fair, not sure if everybody can. Because y'all are mods, y'all can post links. Poet, if you want to be a mod too, bro, just let me know, obviously. Alright, let's get back to this fucking song.
Everything. If the public ever saw the files, man, the planet would shake from the level of filth and the crimes in your wake. No wonder Jeff called you the worst, you degenerate snake. You claimed you never set foot. You went 40 plus times. You sick bastard, you cooked. We stepping up to the plate. Epstein regime gotta fall. You fake Christian elite sacrificing the ball. Demon, you talk real big for a man with tiny hands. Tiny hands, tiny things, tiny everything. We saw everything, and word got out. The smallness kinda expands. No wonder all those rage tweets, all those desperate rants. Overcompensating bully, always causing the scene. You said you love losers. Well, look at your team. Your government is run by. Your government is run by pedophiles. They ordered you to die for Israel. They ordered you to die for Israel. They lied to you all.
Oh, nah, son. They really be cooking up over there, bro. Niggas really is about to win a Grammy off that shit. Like, if they had a social media Grammy, I know they shit went double plat so far, son. 100 motherfucking %. Need the album? Donald, no cap, bro. Ma, you love the videos, I'm telling you. They put a purple mark on his hand, dreaded, right? You seen the bruise? They was trying to stay true to that shit. Man won't let me, that's how fire it is. I'll post a link right after this comment. Mirror, mirror, I appreciate the super chat, my boy. Nah, they really do be cooking them joints up crazy, son. This is a very interesting conversation, actually. Because remember how we were just talking about earlier? Dan Bilzerian was like, yo, fuck Randy Fine, I'm about to run up against them. Now, TMZ got all mad at him because, now, look at this, right? Listen to this exchange.
Your opponent, this fat Jew. So he's not from Israel, but you called a guy in Florida this fat Jew. How is that not anti-Semitic?
Well, he's a Jewish supremacist, and he puts Israel before America, and I think that, he should be tried for treason.
This fat Jew is anti-Semitic,
yes. Dan. I mean, that's what you say, but how about every single time
that's what I know. I don't say it. I know
he literally talks about how Muslims are lower than dogs. So is that Islamophobic?
Yes. Yes. Yes, it is. And that wouldn't be, that's not appropriate for him to say either. If he had said that.
But he does all the time, and he tweets that, and he's a senator.
Are you anti-Semitic?
No, I'm not anti-Semitic. I think that, that's kind of a made-up term. I think the Palestinians are the real Semites. Is it a made-up term? Yes, because if you look at what a Semite
is... Was Hitler anti-Semitic?
What's that?
Was Hitler anti-Semitic?
Like I said, it's the term is focused solely on Jews, but actual Semites are the Arabs, and Palestinians are Semites as well, and they actually have more DNA lineage to that region than any of the Eastern European Ashkenazi Jews that have taken it from them. So I kind of have issue with that term and how it's been hijacked to only talk about Jews.
So if you want to call it anti-Jewish, then you can call it anti-Jewish. Well, I'm not going to call this anti-Jewish.
Oh, Dan, they ain't play at all. Because right there, he says, no, I'm not going to call this anti-Jewish. He hijacks the conversation. It's basically like, hey, good little black boy, shut the fuck up, nigga. What are you talking about, bro? That shit was crazy as hell. Why would you let him say that shit? How do I download that track? It hits hard. That's a good question, Cam. I mean, you could, save the video, or you could just screen record the Instagram joint. Damn, y'all here bugging, though. That man's, I don't understand why they just be getting on TV saying some stupid-ass shit. But the fact he did bring, hold on, actually, you guys got to see the whole thing. Because it is very true that they're not the Semites. As we saw when I did that fucking exposure video of my 10% DNA that I was with the ops. If you were there, you were there. If you weren't, we're not going to talk about that.
as well. And they actually have more, DNA lineage to that region than any of that. Have issue with that term and how it's been hijacked. The Eastern European Ashkenazi Semites are the. What's that?
Was Hitler anti-Semitic?
So only talk about Jews.
So if you want to call it anti-Jewish, then you can call it anti-Jewish.
Well, I'm not going to call this anti-Jewish. When you say that this fat Jew, you could take another race and you could use another epithet, but you're anti.
You see how you shut the fuck up though? Where all of a sudden it's like, no, we're not letting that slide. Where it's like, what you mean? Like, well, how? Well, fuck.
Anti-Semitic then.
I'm not. I have Jewish friends.
Oh, some of your best friends are Jewish?
I don't paint all Jews with one brush, but he paints all Muslims with one brush, and it's accepted. And for some reason in this country, it is okay to just blast Muslims, bash them. You look at what Bill Maher said about Muslims. I mean, it's this double standard, and I don't like the double standard. And I look at him as a Jewish supremacist. He believes that Jews are better than other people, and he puts Israel before America. And so I have huge problems with that.
So if you've got a black friend that you don't like, do you use the N-word on him?
No, I don't.
Well, then what's the difference when you use the word fat Jew for a Jew you don't like?
Well, is Jew the
how do you conflate and compare Jew to the N-word? Like, how are you trying to say those are the same things? If I call this person, oh, this dude, fat Jew, that's the same as a white person being like, oh, the fat nigga? Wait, what? Like, come on, son. Like, how do you make that logical jump? In my head, that sounds fucking insane to me. But black dudes just gotta sit there and take that in of like, oh yeah, yep, that's a good point. No, it's not. That was not a good point whatsoever.
Same as because that is not that's not, one is a slur, right? And one is describing a religion. So you can't compare the two.
Really? There's a way.
How can you compare those two?
There's a way you say it, Dan, that the intent is the same. It's
not the same at all.
So
one is a slur, one is a racial slur that I don't use, and the other one is describing an ethnicity.
You just used it.
Well, are we adults? Can we talk about a word?
Sure.
Was a word so offensive that that it just you can't say it? We have to say
the answer to that is yes.
And see, I don't like that because you like me, right? I remember they said, oh no, yes, bro, he did say the N-word. He 100% said the N-word right then and there. But I don't understand what they thought he was not gonna say it. He's trying to make the comparison where it was the same thing in class where we used to read Tom Huckleberry fucking Finn in school. Motherfuckers was not skipping over that N-word. I remember I was one of the only black kids in class, and we went through one class where she's like, okay, well, when the N-word comes around, Lawrence, you just say that all the time. And I'm like, this almost feels like a fucking humiliation ritual. What was y'all doing when I'm not in the class? Was y'all just saying it? Like, what the fuck? But nah, bro, I don't like that. I don't like that comparison. And they do that. Israel does that. They try to hijack and be like, oh, the black people, they're supposed to be our best friends. It's like, nigga, what are y'all talking about? Stop trying to conflate both of us into the same shit. That should be pissing me off for real.
Are you part of the Jewish American diaspora that believes, hey, Israel's right to defend itself, but maybe Gaza went too far?
Okay. Well, first off, let me say this. I don't view this issue as a Jewish American, as you said. I view this issue as an American. And I view this issue in a way of trying to understand what is the best thing for America, which to me is having peace and stability in the Middle East. Okay. That's how I approach these issues. It is, and I've been clear and consistent about this long before October 7th, that I think Netanyahu, the leader of Israel, is someone who's been leading Israel down a dangerous and isolated path. I think he has made Israel more isolated in the world community. He has fractured really what used to be a nonpartisan or bipartisan American support for Israel. And I think he has put Israel in a very dangerous place. And of course, he was the leader of Israel who wasn't minding the shop when October 7th happened. So I've been very critical of Netanyahu for years and years and years.
I gotta be a little bit more critical. He dead and y'all acting like this motherfucker's alive. We need to stop doing that shit immediately. Let's see what Stephen Egghead Miller had to fucking say. It took centuries of toil and sacrifice to reach the apex of human civilization that is America. The crux of the Democrat agenda is to resettle the masses of the world on our shores and redistribute the wealth and resources our civilization has produced until nothing is left. This guy is a complete fucking idiot. Imbecile. Absolute pointless. Unbelievable.
Trevor.
The latest news out of Iran is that the air defenses have been activated in several cities, including Isfahan, and that explosions have been heard in Isfahan. Who is bombing Iran right now?
Were those reports just as of a few minutes ago?
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously I'll have to go back and check with the national security team. I'm standing out here with all of you, but I will do that and we will get you an answer, okay?
And then just on the civilization question that we've been talking about.
And I would just add to that point, again, I haven't seen these reports. I'm not verifying them. Not that I don't trust you, Trevor, but I want to go back and check with the experts here at the White House. I would just say, and I would echo what the Vice President said this morning, this is a fragile truce. Ceasefires are fragile by nature. We've seen this with respect to the 12-day war with Iran and Israel last year. It takes time sometimes for these ceasefires to be fully effectuated. And one of the results of Operation Epic Fury was we completely dismantled Iran's command and control center, which makes it difficult for them to pass messages up and down the chain. And so we understand that. I would caution a little bit of patience, but of course we want to see the ceasefire effectuated and abided by all parties as quickly as possible.
Thank you. And American presidential administrations, going back to Ronald Reagan, have said this formulation about nuclear war, that a nuclear war cannot be won and must never be fought. Is that still the view of this administration, given the president's comments about civilization?
I have no change in our view on that policy.
At least she finally said that we won't use a fucking nuclear weapon. My goodness. Professor Umbridge, poet wizard, that's fucking hilarious. Talking about dismantle. You need to be out here just lying, son. If Iran wants to let this negotiation fall apart over Lebanon, which has nothing to do with them, that's their choice. We think that would be dumb, but it's their choice. What the fuck are you talking about? It's because they know the bigger picture, that is just the beginning. You let one shit slide, and next thing you know, they're trying to get fucking Greater Israel. Then we got another fucking scientist. 9th one, people. I'm just saying. You said play the CA fire video? Hold on. Talking about the California warehouse? This thing is an idiot. Jackass of the fucking day, Montero Alex. Our boy put that shit on social media.
You know, we may not get paid enough to fucking live, but these bitches dirt cheap. All you had to do was pay us enough to live. All you had to do was pay us enough to fucking live.
I mean, hey, I guess that's the way to start the revolution. But I mean, this nigga decided.
There goes your inventory.
Oh, hey, bro, he dead ass just. Oh, this nigga's going to prison. And he did that shit on his main account. Oh man, he is going to jail. You see how much toilet paper that is? That's the whole warehouse. He talking about all you gotta do is pay us a living wage. I feel you, gang, but like, yo, you gotta do that shit low key. Like, don't put your face on that. Like, come on, son. You do that shit like hidden. And then people will probably be like, you know what, that's a martyr. We rocking with this nigga. I'm looking at you now like, dickhead, why would you put this shit on cam? And look at the emoji choice. Like, oh yeah, this shit tough. Oh boy, what? You going to jail, nigga? Hey. That boy fried. What the fuck? He wildin'. Frosty Too Cold, what's up? Man, Laser, he tripping, gang. What's wrong with Buddy? Now, on a more serious note, another fucking scientist went missing, which is not a good sign.
Is now reporting a 9th scientist with ties to NASA's Jet Propulsion Lab has been added to the growing list of researchers across the country who have died under mysterious circumstances or disappeared. Fox News senior national correspondent Kevin Cork has the details. Hey, Kevin.
Afternoon to you, Will. Mike Hicks was a research scientist at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, or JPL, and apparently he died back in July of 2023 at the age of 59. But the cause of death was never made public, and no record of an autopsy being performed on him has ever been found. Now, on its face, that might not sound like such a big deal, but his is, as you point out, the 9th case of a person with ties to America's space and nuclear secrets who has died or mysteriously vanished in recent years, including retired Air Force General Bill McCaslin, who was reported missing by his wife more than a month ago. He'd been studying unidentified anomalous phenomena and potential non-human intelligence. Now, in common speak, that simply means aliens. And to be sure, the trend of unexplained deaths and disappearances is setting off alarm bells, both among national security experts and among lawmakers on Capitol Hill.
I think there's a message being sent in all this. I think we better be really careful, and it's more than 8. You take any other profession in the world, take car salesmen. How many of those have disappeared or died mysteriously in this in this country? And there's hundreds, if not thousands, of those. This is a very, very small group of people, and we better start paying attention to what's going on.
The great Tim Burchett speaking there. Another scientist missing, Monica Reza, JPL's Director of Materials Processing. She vanished without a trace last June, just months after beginning her tenure at the NASA lab. And perhaps most vexing of all, because
y'all remember how early I was talking about this shit? Like, what the fuck is going on?
The nature of the research being conducted and the unusual circumstances surrounding many of these disappearances and deaths, we have scant new information, Will, about leads, though the investigation, we are told, at this very hour does continue.
Side note, before I start talking about this scientist shit, this hairpiece right here, my nigga, that shit should be fucking illegal. Who in your circle is telling you that this is okay? What the fuck is going on here? None of this shit even look real, my nigga. What'd you go to Turkey and say, give me some just fake follicle hair? What the fuck is this? You have a lot of explaining to do. What do you go home and do, my nigga? We gotta talk about this. Cause what the fuck is going on? This is absolutely egregious. That looked like the whole head was sprayed on. Like, this nigga is just like, you know what? I'm gonna do your whole shit. What the fuck? And then, nigga, you damn near sound AI. Like, I need to come get you? Get out? What's going on, nigga? You okay?
Conducted and the unusual circumstances surrounding many of these disappearances and deaths, we have scant new information, Will, about leads.
What are they doing over there to you at Fox News, my nigga? What type of fucking hybrid machine did they put you in? This shit right here, this sets you back generations, my nigga. This is unfucking believable. Look at this makeup. I mean, I can see the difference right here. These niggas is fucking you up, gang. What's up? What, they making you lighter or something? You really blacker? This shit right here, should be fucking illegal. You gotta go to your makeup artist and to your team, to your agent, and sue them niggas. They letting you get on TV looking like this? Ain't no fucking way. We gonna have to throw hands, buddy. Like, what? I don't understand. As soon as you would have got off TV, I'd be like, oh, whoa. Nigga, you are tripping, boy. Fuck is they doing to you, son? You must not have no friends or no group chats, or it's all white people. Because this right here, somebody gotta save you, nigga. Get out. What the fuck is going on? I have never seen this. This looks like a created character. Oh my days. I am astonished. I have never seen no brother look like this. Like, you look like a GTA news anchor. What the fuck is going on? Okay. So, hey man, my bad. That shit bothered me. We had to talk about that shit real quick, because what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Nah, Shadow Unlocked. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, this look like, bro. I feel like you Robert Downey Jr. When I left that movie, I was like, what the? But you like playing a white guy, but you actually a black guy. I have no idea what type of server you are in, my brother, but let me know if we got to tap in and come save you, gang, because I mean, we all on the same side. But what the fuck is going on here? You feel me? See, chat is on the same page. All of us is confused by this nigga. This is unbelievable. This is nefarious fucking work. Smack man, hey into his fullest potential scholarship. Now I appreciate that, Smack. My bad, I had to scroll back for that one. I couldn't see that. I mean, come on, though, go. Yo, what the fuck? Motherfucker looks super easy to draw, Luke Wick. I appreciate the super chat, man. No cap, bro. I could draw this nigga right now. Like, this hair shit is, bro. Who is this nigga, son? Eyebrows too crispy. What the fuck? Nah, man. We gonna have to talk about that shit. Unbelievable. Never seen no shit like that in my life. That's their last statement, because they know they over there fucking up. Bro, everything, bro. Everything wrong with that nigga, son. I'm lost, guys. Why is Lebanon being bombed? Because they're genocidal maniacs. That's why. Simply put. Oh, he did a 2-hour fucking thing. You gotta do a video on him only. We may have to do that shit. Or I may just end up clipping that up from right there, from this little rant, and putting that shit online. Because, nah, son. I need answers. I'm dead ass. I need fucking answers. Because there is nothing that could ever explain why you out here looking like that. Oh, shit. Kim done crossed the line, y'all? Do Instagram reel on him? I'm gonna have to do that.
Quelques pas pour Kim Jong-un, tout sourire.
Hold on, this big. Okay, Kim. He done found a new friend. That's what I'm saying, man. They be wanting me to hate Kim, but there's something about bro that he just look a little bit too nice, man. You know, like, there's just something like, something about him, like, you know what? That nigga, man, he ain't that bad, man. He crossed over that bitch. He's, oh shit. This is 2018. GBX do be posting shit mad late, so I could definitely believe that. But it doesn't matter. Regardless, I still fuck with Kim. And I probably shouldn't, but I do. Oh, exactly what they mad about. They mad he got fucking nukes. That's North and South Korea, but that's in 2018, supposedly, Lisa. And Silver Spoon, most of the time when he be commenting, he don't be wrong about the information he be commenting on. I feel like most time I see his comments, he be correcting me, but he be right and correcting me. So I don't be minding. Smack man, I appreciate the comment. I mean, the super chat. Kim has suffered from peace for way too long. Yeah, he's fiending. Here we go. Mossad commentary. Hezbollah allegedly prepared a coup attempt in Lebanon. Oh my God, these people just be fucking lying, bro. Milo Waves, what's good? Told people don't go to the bathroom. Dreadlock Shotza. Come on, man. Shout out Shots is the movie. But welcome to Hate University, my boy. Come on, son. Negativity leads to positivity. That's our memo over here. We haters, not liars. Come join the gang, gangster. Israeli Channel 24 reported that Lebanon was on the verge of a military coup, similar to the events of May 7th, allegedly prepared by Hezbollah just hours before recent Israeli strikes. According to the report, the plan aimed to overthrow the government, though no independent confirmation has been provided. AKA, just trust us, bro. We don't lie. We would never lie. Just trust what we got going on. Okay. Separate indications cited including threatening statement from Hezbollah fighters, including overthrowing the country and government. Oh, shit. Bless me, my nigga. Additionally, Lebanese military sources are said to have thwarted attempted attacks and bombings in residential areas of Beirut. That's cap. Y'all bombed all over the fucking place.
Yeah, me too. What'd you think? I'm just going to let you take it out of context? Like you did on your show last night? Not here. Here, we're going to give you the context. The context is...
I didn't take it out of context on my show.
Yeah, you did.
No, you said, quote, we don't know what the nuclear capabilities were.
Yeah,
Rossi
that's right.
knows. Rossi
No, he
knows. So it's who's we?
No, he doesn't.
He
doesn't.
He doesn't.
Here's what he said. He said that they have 60% enriched uranium. Why? Because Iran says they were going to do it after what they said was Israel hitting one of their enrichment facilities. They were never able to go in and verify it. The weeks away idea, says Grassi, is a hypothetical that could be enriched further. However, he says, that is only one step in building a usable nuclear weapon that could take additional complex steps that could take months or even years.
All right, look.
That's the context.
You can believe what you want to believe, but
No.
I hate when people, all right, look, believe what you want. No, bitch, I'm reading you the fucking facts. Ain't no, oh, believe what you want to believe. No, nigga, I'm speaking facts. You have to accept the facts and now rotate your argument based off that.
Believing his
words. Just say, I'm corrected, let's move on. And
I'm not going to say that because it wouldn't be true. You made the mistake, and this is the quote.
I did not make a mistake.
All right, then
go ahead.
Keep quiet for a second.
No, it's my show, pal. If you don't like it, you can go.
You don't want me to read the quote because it's going to make you look foolish.
Read it.
All right,
read it.
Here's the
and
quote.
Don't point. Be a man. Don't be a big mouth. Read it.
Margaret Brennan. This is a quote that Grassi gave her. One, most notably, the inventory of enriched uranium at 60%, which is very close to the degree you need to make a bomb. That's what the man said. Now, where did he get his information?
He said more than that. He said, well, first of all, that's a good question. I'll give you that one. That one's not some ham-fisted, opportunistic judgment.
He got it from Mossad and the American intel agencies.
No, that's not what he says. He says they still have their own surveillance mechanisms. It's just been broken down over time, and that they haven't had any real eyes on the situation for years. Look, which is why no one really knows, Bill. I know they have things. We just don't know how much. And it doesn't really matter because they're saying they won't stop.
Man, Bill O'Reilly make me sick, bro. He's be out there talking bullshit. We negotiate with bombs, Pete Hegsbreth. Appreciate that, Luke Wick, and that's a fact, bro. He's a fucking idiot. Shout out to Canada. Come on, man. No cap. You in Canada? That's what I'm talking about, Jen. And I seen y'all talking about Doge and then China and shit like that. Tesla, that's why Elon got all those government contracts, because he wanted to thwart China, because he knew if they could get their electrical cars in there and how they're ruling the world basically by satellite right now, that he'd be fucked. So that's why he's been putting all his money in SpaceX, and that's why he's been putting his money in the other shit. And nigga ain't slick, man. I be on his ass. Pause. California influencer embraced by Dems went on racist anti-Asian rant. Of course, they finally found some video they could pull out of the dugout for him. Man, Hassan, he's one of those pick-me-those. He's an idiot, kind of, in my opinion, but whatever. You figured Riley was dead by now, Lynn? Yeah, I wish. Pretty much we're saying Elon could be killing the scientists. I mean, that would be interesting. But I don't think Elon cares about that type of shit enough, right? Where he's going to kill someone. He's more in the realm of, I'm trying to be the richest person in the world so I can feel the most powerful. But he doesn't want to do it by taking out those type of scientists. At least that's what I believe. I could be wrong, obviously. Now, this is just, another day in what it looks like to live in Palestine and the West Bank. Israel comes and fills your watering hole with cement. Because, that's what normal civilized people do. And if you try to stop them, well, they have the IDF soldiers with guns that can then try to kill you if you stop. Because they're an evil group of fucking maniacs.
We struck more than 13,000 targets. And along with our Gulf partners, we've thus far intercepted 1,700 ballistic missiles and one-way attack drones, defending our forces and our partners in the civilian population. And we remain ready to do so should the need arise. Along the way, we consume more than 6 million meals, and by my estimate, more than 950,000 gallons of coffee, 2 million energy drinks, and a lot of nicotine, but I am not saying that we have a problem.
Oh yeah, let's brag about how much food we've wasted when there's people starving here and homeless people. That makes fucking sense. Niggas is sick. Free Palestine, it's a fact, knowledge seeker. You ain't lying. Laser, wise man once said, money can't unlame you. I knew this. I'm true to this. Come on, bro. This is an interesting thing where the FBI is basically saying that this agent leaked info to someone from the media, and obviously it made President Trump or company look bad, and now she's being charged.
Army in Fort Bragg. She's the whistleblower that called out the maltreatment that she was experiencing while working there. But the feds believe she was giving away a lot more than just workplace secrets. Secrets that could have put soldiers' lives at risk.
For 8 years, Courtney Williams worked in the Army's Delta Force at Fort Bragg, behind-the-scenes work to help maintain cover for one of the military's most secretive groups. But now she's being accused of leaking top-secret information to a journalist that could have put soldiers' lives at risk. Williams was quoted in Seth Harp's book, The Fort Bragg Cartel.
My book is critical of these institutions because I think that waging war in secrecy for 20 years gives rise to a host of cultural problems that spill over into communities like Fayetteville.
WRAL interviewed Harp about the book in October. Williams was quoted extensively when referring to a toxic work environment within Delta Force, where she claimed she was sexually harassed and discriminated against while also sharing information about work she would do. A criminal complaint filed today indicates she had concerns about how Harp's reporting could affect her, telling her mother, "I might actually get arrested," and also telling Harp, "I would definitely have been concerned with the amount of classified information being disclosed." She continued, saying in part, "I'm taking deep breaths, but have a feeling this is going to be more of a nightmare for my children than not." Harp declined an interview but sent me a statement calling this a vindictive act of retaliation and saying in part, "Former Delta Force operators disclose national defense information on podcasts and YouTube shows every day, but the government is going after Courtney for the sole reason that she exposed sexual harassment and gender discrimination in the unit."
I mean, that is very par for course. As soon as somebody says, "Oh, I've been sexually harassed," all of a sudden, "Oh man, they're the worst person in the world. They're leaking. Y'all gotta fucking go." Bro, hit an Irish goodbye. Man, all these fucking waters, man. I gotta stay hydrated out this motherfucker. Israel bombs a student mid-class. Shit real, bruh. See that reality of they living in over there, man? That shit crazy, son. See, look, it's like the internet be hearing us talk, and now they're like, oh, guess what? Take a look at this. Look how elite China is, and look how much we getting fucked over by Tesla. Look how they cooking up over here, gang. See Detroit in the building. Look how fast he about to charge this bitch. He's at 10%. Look. Elon don't got no shit like this, gang. Bro, if you could find me a charger like this, I'll get an electric car tomorrow. If I could ship this shit to my crib, I'll get that shit tomorrow. Bro, this shit filling up like a gas tank, but he charging his shit. And we stuck with fucking Elon and all his bullshit. I see Houston, Taylor Tech, Alabama in the building, Philly in the building. Come on, man. We worldwide in this bitch. Bro, look how fast this bitch is charging, yo. This shit making me sick right now, bro. We have nothing like this. Look, that shit smooth, bro. That shit look alright. That's cool. In this car right here, this shit like 20, 30K max. And it's showing you how much it's charging. They gotta stop fucking around. Why can't we just call up China and make an agreement? I want more affordable, better electric cars. This shit is wicked, bro. This shit is fucking wicked, gang. $105 a minute is crazy work. My bad, you late, got family in Disney World. Late, come on, man. Father of the year, my boy. You got the fam at Disney? Let me hold $1, man. You rich. That shit is expensive, my boy. Shit crazy. Good for you, man. Forget that car, bro. Why forget it, ex-creeper? You're not sure about Smack Me. That's what I'm saying. We can't ship that shit. Iran says it's now up to Washington to decide whether the fragile ceasefire deal with Tehran holds. As U.S. President J.D. Vance says, negotiations with Iran over the next few days will be crucial. Hell yeah, this shit about to be crucial, nigga. Let's see if he's talking English or not.
Deal holds. In a post on X, Abbas Araghchi says the Iran-U.S. ceasefire terms are clear and explicit. The U.S. must choose ceasefire or continued war via Israel. It cannot have both. The world sees the massacres in Lebanon. The ball is in the U.S. court, and the world is watching whether it'll act on its commitments. U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance says negotiations with Iran over the next few days will be crucial.
The President of the United States has made very clear that the United States has a lot of leverage here. We have economic leverage, we've got military leverage. What he's trying to do is make sure the American people are safe and strike a deal that's good for the American people. I encourage the Iranians to come to the table seriously. We've seen some signs that they're going to do that. We've seen some signs of bravado. Fundamentally, we're in a good spot. They're reopening the straits. We have a ceasefire. And frankly, if they break their end of the bargain, then they're going to see some serious consequences.
Yeah, we'll see about that, man. Sounds like a whole bunch of motherfucking capping to me. Once again, he's be out here lying. Sweezy, welcome to Haiti University, my boy. Graduate too, my boy. Skip freshman year, move, groove, vibe, slide to sophomore, son. Negativity lead to positivity. We haters, not liars here at Haiti University. Come on, son. Welcome in, gang. Oh, here we go. You know shit getting bad when they start talking about the return of Christ is happening.
Jesus Christ will rule the world from there for 1,000 years during the millennial reign. Isaiah 40 verse 1, God's command to Christians is this: comfort ye my people, saith your God. There are two elements in this verse. One, One group is being comforted, and the second group is doing the comforting. It is the mission of the church to comfort and to bless the Jewish people. That's that simple.
Christian Zionism is very confusing to me. Because how do you build a religion around Dickie and another group of people that is not you? Like, how did they pitch that accurately to you? I don't understand. Like, at what point in time did that make sense? Like, you know what? You're right. You better than me. You guys are chosen, actually, and we're not. I don't... After reading this again, yeah. Yep. That makes sense. Nigga, no, it don't. What the fuck? Oh, see, I appreciate you popping in with the super chat, my boy. Popped in for a hot minute show support. Have to get back to work. Definitely watch the show when you get home tonight. Oh, I appreciate you popping in real quick. Go ahead and run up that check, my boy. These niggas is bugging, though. Hold on, son.
Isaiah 62:1 says, "For Zion's sake," that's Jerusalem, "I will not hold my peace, and for Jerusalem's sake I will not rest." This is God's promise to never stop working while the restoration and peace of Jerusalem are at risk. The most terrorizing headlines that Satan will ever read is that Jesus Christ has returned to Jerusalem. What do Christians and Jews have in common? One, both of us serve the same God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Some of you have other gods. The God you serve is the face you see in the mirror, but the real God is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Both Christians and Jews get their spiritual roots from Abraham.
I'm trying to do all that fucking conflation. How they bop niggas on that one? That's crazy to me, son. Unbelievable. One claims to be Christian under the new covenant, and the other is as Jewish under the old covenant. That's why America will always step in to help. Shit is sick, ain't it? I don't understand how they fucking how they got that shit. How they did that. Look at beautiful Lebanon, man. Look at this beautiful city that they're just trying to blow the fuck up. I just don't understand. Like, how can you see this? Look at the water. And this is exactly probably why Greater Israel is they're trying to build it, because they're like, man, nigga, we want that. That should look nice. We need another oceanfront property, just like we had over there in Gaza. It's like, nigga, what are we talking about, bruh? I mean, look at this shit. Look at the beauty of this. And they just wiping these niggas out for no reason, son. Look at that. What the fuck is going on, bro? Genocidal maniacs. That's what I'm saying, son. You called it, bro. You said they're leaving NATO. Let me take a look. Irv Glenn. God damn. With the super chat. Dubs the Irv, man. That's the big super chat we've ever got in this joint. Keep up the good work. I start my day by catching up on your videos because I know you do. Blessings. Man, well, I appreciate you tuning in, and I'm happy you called it live, and I appreciate the super chat, my brother. That's hard-earned money that you just donated, and you already know. I appreciate that tenfold, my brother. That's big time, gangster. Goodness gracious. That's love, gang. I cannot believe these people is doing this sick-ass shit to Lebanon, bro. See, look at the chat, man. Y'all all so support. We have a great community of haters here, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what we talking about. Negativity leads to positivity. We be on the same page, man. That's what I'm talking about. Now you're talking about the new draft, how you gonna see haters dean list, not for real. So now we have automatic registration, if you guys did not know. So I mean, that kind of used to be a thing, but it wasn't anymore. But now, as soon as you get to an age, nigga, you in that draft, baby, it's possible that you could go over there and have to be moving, grooving, vibing, sliding, march for air. You guessed it. Death, Red Bull, nor in sight, wide strictly for Israel. This shit is sick. You shitting me? eligible men will automatically be registered into the military draft pool by December as part of an effort to streamline the previous process of self-registration and save money. Fuck that. Because niggas not supposed to... I tell you right now, I may have automatically been registered, but if I wasn't, I'd never registered. That's for sure. Because I was never going to go to no war, no matter who we was facing. Unless there was some real shit that really knocked off here, maybe. And even then, I'd be like, hold on. They would never attack us like that because I know these niggas would definitely send a nuke right back. So something had to have happened. Had to be a false flag. They talking about the change was meant to save money. Y'all don't give no fuck about the money. Transfers responsibility from registration from individual men to SSSS through integration with federal data sources. The SSS, that's crazy. Someone else used to have those type of similar letters when they were talking about the Nazis. I'm just saying. Through integration with federal data sources? No, hell no, nigga. What you mean? I'm trying to... What? What are we talking about? And they just increased this age? Oh, thank God. 18 to 25. I'm just out to... move, slide up out of that joint. No thanks. Thank God. Because... What you mean? I'm trying to do a self-registration, player. What do you mean? I do not need to be automatically registered. Fuck. I didn't ask for that. Nah. Talk about, I don't even want you to see my name pop up. I don't want that shit to be possible. Young Observer, I appreciate the super chat, my brother. Out they fucking mind. Talking about, man, what? Niggas got me chopped. Okay, here come Al Jazeera. He gonna be speaking some facts real quick. Hold on now.
Above all others, a disruption in the Strait of Hormuz. This narrow waterway carries about 20% of the world's oil supply, or nearly 20 million barrels every day. But the real shock now may not be crude oil. It's the fuel that keeps global trade moving. Used for ships like these, which are the workhorse of up to 90% of global trade. Commercial shipping runs largely on oil called bunker fuel. It's the heavy product that's left at the bottom of the refining barrel. And much of that comes from refineries in the Gulf. Tanker traffic remains disrupted by the Iran war, so bunker fuel markets in Asia have tightened sharply. At ports like Singapore and Fujairah in the UAE, traders say supplies are becoming harder and much more expensive. When bunker fuel prices rise, shipping costs rise with them. That pushes the cost of moving nearly everything the world trades, from electronics and machinery to grain and fertilizer. More expensive fuel, more expensive goods, and a global economy that suddenly becomes far more fragile. But another problem is emerging. Not all oil is the same. Crude varies by density and sulfur content, commonly described as light or heavy and sweet or sour. Refineries are designed to process very specific types of crude. Many refineries in Asia and Europe are configured to run medium to heavy sour crude from the Middle East. But the crude that dominates US production, shale oil, is mostly light and sweet. That means it behaves very differently inside a refinery. Switching crude grades is not as simple as turning a valve. Running the wrong crude can reduce efficiency, damage equipment, or drastically change the mix of products produced. In other words, a refinery designed for Saudi or Iranian crude cannot easily switch overnight to American shale.
As you can see, this is why we need this fucking Strait of Hormuz open so motherfucking bad. Oh, everybody rolling bleezies, niggas getting high right now. That's what I'm talking about, gang. Come on, son. Pack up. What's up? Light it, don't fight it. No cap. But see, that's also the problem with Venezuela, because he pitched this whole, oh, we have the Venezuela oil, everything's going to be all good, everything's going to be fine. No, it's not, nigga. It's not going to be fine because their oil's not good. It's not like the shit that you get from the Strait of Hormuz.
America is the largest oil producer in the world, pumping around 13 million barrels a day. Higher oil prices mean windfall profits for energy producers and refiners. But it's not the same for wider US economy. The United States is also the world's largest oil consumer, using roughly 20 million barrels every day. When global prices rise, American drivers feel it almost immediately. Higher gasoline and diesel prices push up transport costs, food prices, airline tickets, and the cost of nearly every product moved by truck, rail, or ship. And that creates a policy dilemma for the US Federal Reserve. Energy shocks drive inflation. And if fuel prices surge again, the Fed might be forced to keep interest rates higher for longer. That means more expensive mortgages, loans, and business investment across the entire economy. Yes, some energy companies may see windfall profits, but when the fuel that powers global trade becomes scarce, the real bill is paid by consumers. And that's the paradox of this crisis. Even the world's largest oil producer cannot escape the cost of expensive oil.
Man, that proves that Trump always be doing all that capping of, we don't need it. We don't need that. We produce the most oil. Yes, that's true. But the Strait of Hormuz is also a key to the entire world because it unlocks about 20 to 30% of the fucking oil that moves around the world. Nigga trying to act like we don't need that shit. Nigga, we need that shit, boy. Fuck is niggas talking about?
Very shortly, within hours of the president announcing this, Israel, our unmentioned partner in this war, decided to bomb civilians in Beirut, Lebanon. Bomb civilians, apartment blocks. That's
facts, right? It's crazy that me and Tucker Carlson be on the same page. I used to think this dude was a fucking dweeb. But as soon as he got released from the chains of Fox News, this nigga turned into a real nigga.
not anti-Israeli hyperbole. That's not blood libel. That is measurably true because there's video of it, a lot of it, because Beirut is one of the greatest and most civilized cities on the planet. It's not Yemen. Lots of people have been to Beirut. Beirut is also, by the way, the capital of the only country in the Middle East whose president is a Christian. The president of Lebanon has always been a Christian since the founding of the country, over 100 years. In some basic sense, this is a Christian country. It's certainly a Christian-led country, and it's not a primitive country. It's probably one of the top 3 most beautiful places in the world.
Isn't that crazy? I was just talking about that shit too. I'm like, yo, Lebanon, that shit looked beautiful. I didn't know how beautiful Lebanon was at all. I was like, oh shit. I'm about to just make a whole entire video tomorrow or later just on how beautiful Lebanon is, because this is crazy to me. I had no idea. That's my bad. Oh, these two dick eaters, I know they freaking the fuck out about what's going on. I love how all y'all is having a great conversation about whose favorite weed everybody be smoking. I see some Skywalker OG. I see some White Widow in this joint. I see some whiskey drinkers. And there's cherry runts. I can almost tell how old people is just by what they picking. And I can almost tell where niggas is from too. Majed, my brother, what's happening? Gangster? Hell yeah, I'm still alive, man. We been cooking up. My fault, brother. Did I miss the group call? People, I missed a group conversation with my friends when I was live talking to y'all.
President Trump is drawing red lines. He says no enrichment. We'd be the dumbest people in the world to allow Iran ever to enrich again. You can have peaceful nuclear power without enriching. Now, what do you talk about enriching? Taking uranium up to 5% is peaceful nuclear power. 20% you can do isotopes. Anything over 20% is weapons material. And so never enrich again. They cheat. No enrichment. Just listen to President Trump. Not
Disney in the Closet Grand be killing me, son. Listen to President Trump. It's like, come on out, brother. It's okay, man. There's nothing wrong with being gay. It's all right. What the fuck? What's niggas talking about? Tropical Swish with White Widow? My boy just took me back to like fucking 2010 when the first time I ever got high. Mackenzie, showing love from Shreveport, Louisiana. I'm showing love right back. What's up, shorty? What's going on? Appreciate you pulling up. Michigan does weed right. I never had no Michigan weed. I can't wait. Clearly, when I pull up on this stand-up tour, y'all gonna have some gas at the shows waiting for me for after. So we niggas can roll up, get high outside that shit. Because y'all got some gas in this chat. My goodness.
one centrifuge, period. Number 2, the 900 pounds of uranium is going to be dug up and handed to us like we did in Libya with Bush 43. Number 3, we're going to control their missile program and their ability to support terrorism. So President is drawing red lines. He's right to do so.
Drawing red lines, he has the right to do so. No, he don't. He accepted that joint, and then he stepped back because niggas was getting tight. He said, y'all niggas smoking block work is hilarious, bro. These niggas is definitely not going to the dispensary. That's from motherfucking Shore. Oh, look at this, y'all. Remember how we was talking about the Kanye shit? We got the people heated. Cause you already know. Look at the dubs. Look at this dub we got today. Well, I think it was yesterday actually. Hold on. Where is it at? Tyler fine ass. Goodness gracious. Come on, where is it at? Damn, this dude be posting a lot, bro. What the fuck? There you go. Come on, y'all. That's what I'm talking about, man. Fuck. Frank Ocean like LJ's real defending Ye. Cause he know I be talking that real cash shit. Fuck is nigga talking about? Frank Ocean is probably one of my most goated followers that I have. Him or Usain Bolt. They both up there pretty high where I'm like, man, that's kind of goated. But this nigga, yeah, you see that? Shitting me cause he understand too. You can't cancel Kanye. Niggas goated. Fuck is they talking about? You know people in the comments was pissed. Frank's so lame. Let's be honest, none of Ray's matter. Yeah, whatever, dickheads. You can't cancel Kanye because he's fucking goated. That nigga's really like that. They put me on the bars shit on Instagram, Our Generation Music. That shit crazy. All you gotta do is get a like from a super famous person and that's how shit go viral. Nuts. That's because Frank, he be like keeping it in the color like peroxide. He don't like much shit. But he made a statement with that one. He's like, nah, hold on. I'm fucking with Kanye. It's crazy they try to cancel that nigga. Because it just be proving the point of, yo, he just sold out in Mexico and the U.S. And now all of a sudden, you see him doing shit independent and that he doesn't need nobody. Now you going to ban this nigga? They talking about, son. You saying he got to be some sort of a hater, Laser. I'm telling you. Ooh, so Tucker's on this. Tucker's saying the same shit. He says that Israel's going to use that nuke sooner or later.
President say no to Israel. And we have a right to know why. It's not just because we love Israel and it's the only democracy in the Middle East. And if it is, then our leaders are dumber than we thought they were. But it's probably not that. Because they understand perfectly well how bad this is for the U.S. And there are, believe it or not, a lot of people in the White House who care about the United States. People with power in the White House. They're not all whatever you think they are, zombies doing Bibi's bidding. Some of them can see very clearly where this is heading. It's heading toward a nuclear strike by Israel on Iran. That's obvious. And that would be a world historic disaster. It's also clearly terrible for the American economy, for the American people, not even to mention the Americans who will die in numbers if this becomes a land war. So there are people working really hard, really late, trying to fix this, to get a peace, even one that diminishes us, where we have to take some lumps. They are doing that. That's the only reason we got to where we were yesterday. It's because people in the White House, taking no credit for it whatsoever, were working to end this because it's bad.
Facts. Shit is bad and it's fucking pointless. His whole festival I canceled, bro. That shit is crazy. It don't make no sense. And for what? It's like you think and now the whole festival is canceled? Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that just shows you exactly what was gonna happen. Oh, Kuwait police released footage showing thousands of unlicensed firearms and weapons voluntarily surrendered by civilians during a special grace period. God damn. This was surrendered by civilians? This is what, yo, what the fuck? They did a drop through the crib and niggas had this in the crib? Yo, nah, son. That's what civilians is moving, grooving, vibing, sliding with over there in Kuwait? I'm not pulling up, son, or I want no problems. I'm gonna be like, hey, yo, I'm straight, big dog. What are we talking about, son? I don't want no static. Jane, I'm gonna start my tour off in New York. Trust, I'm gonna be there. These niggas have RPGs and shit. This is not civilians. What are we talking about? What's happening here? What do you mean this is civilian military weapons? These niggas have knife guns? Green smoke? Wait. I gotta be getting trolled. What's happening in Kuwait? What is happening in Kuwait? I'm taking a look. What the fuck is going on over there? What? Hold on. We need to have a conversation with these people immediately. I thought the YNs here was wildin'. This is civilians in Kuwait? Jesus. Yo. And they said they turned them in by choice. Nah, son. Niggas had the RPGs in the garage. Yo, what? Like, how do you get your hands on an RPG as a civilian? That's a buy that you can make? Niggas is wilder in different countries, bro. They ain't whole different servers. Living GTA in real life. Niggas got just RPGs on the humble. Oh yeah, my God, yeah, that's the RPG over there. When would you ever have to use that? You know what I'm saying? Like what? A car pull up and you think they trying to, you know what I'm saying, rob you, and niggas just pull out the RPG and yo, nigga, what? Nah, son. I'm gonna have to come back to that because this is Mossad commentary too. Okay, that's why. All right, Mossad commentary. Most likely, these is all Israeli weapons that was planted in Kuwait. Okay. Oh, they said Kuwait police released this footage though. I'm gonna have to do some due diligence once I get off here because, man, what the fuck? There's no way. Niggas got fucking tank shells. What is happening? Oh, this man, Joe Kent, ever since he resigned, he got more famous than ever, gang. Fuck.
It's absolutely essential that we ensure that the Israelis do not sabotage this two-week ceasefire or eventually the lasting peace that we're trying to achieve with the Iranians. We're on the cusp of being able to have the Strait of Hormuz reopened to hopefully start to get the world energy supply and commerce back online. The last thing we need is the Israelis doing what they have done in past negotiations and targeting the negotiators or taking a series of strikes that escalates the conflict. In order to ensure that we can restrain the Israelis, we actually have to start removing features of the military support that we give to them. We have to take away enough from them that they simply cannot go on the offense, that they're using all their military capabilities that we provide for them and that they have organically for the defense of their country and not for offensive operations inside of Iran.
Unfortunately, that probably is not going to last whatsoever. Doremus, I appreciate that, my brother. The super chat gang. Honda CEO warned after visiting China. Hey, what did we just say, bro? We was just talking about the car. We have no chance against this. Referring to China's ultra-fast, low-cost auto supply chain. Alarmed. Ford CEO warned China could put us all out of business. And Toyota said, unless things change, we will not survive. Y'all greedy dickheads. What now, stupid? Hey, bro. Like, what you want them to do? I don't understand. Like, you can't blame them. They took their money and instead of investing it in fucking bullshit, they decided to invest it back into infrastructure for themselves. And now their shit is obviously profitable and could easily just flood into the United States. But we choose not to let that happen. Is Honda from China? Nah, Japan. We don't allow no China shit over here. there ain't nothing about that. That shit, bro, that's crazy, son. They literally they said we have no chance against this. And we just saw the supercharger. We just saw the supercharger charging faster than how we fill up gas tanks. They said time to call the Avengers for real. You must have just been looking at the Kuwait shit. Appreciate that, Luke. Hey, y'all, I appreciate y'all tuning into another episode of the Lawrence Johnson Show over here at the Hater News Network, man. This is a great episode, at least in my opinion. I had mad fun, as always, talking to all the hater community. And, I mean, hey, Israel ruined the ceasefire, as we obviously predicted. Now, what will happen? Obviously, we give people some grace and period, and let's see if shit can get smoothed out. But we just saw BB the Bomber, dead man. They're not going to stop. So over the next 24 hours, most likely, we're going to see more bombs headed Lebanon's way. And I think they're too pussy to fuck with Iran without knowing that we're there, right? And so because of that, and knowing that right now we're backed off and taking our troops out, they're just going to keep on attacking Lebanon. And so will Iran then say, you know what, fuck this, we're going to attack Israel? And then Israel will be like, well, they broke the ceasefire, we need your help. And then we have to come back over there? Most likely that's what will transpire, but we'll see. Now, when will I be live again? Most likely, honestly, tomorrow. I think tomorrow I'm just going to do like a quick live of like what's going on in the news, and then we just going to doom scroll and like look at random white acts of danger, go on like Instagram, scroll through Reels, scroll on TikTok, and just kind of like talk with chat and do some chill shit. And then I'll be gone for the weekend, and I'll be back like Cook Crack on Monday. So I appreciate everybody tuning in, pulling up as always, and you already know what time that means. You feel me? Cooking with Luke as a friend. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. I appreciate the super chat, my boy. And everybody from Haiti University that joined. We had the big ass chat of the day from Irv Glenn, $100 from a super chat. That shit is insane. I appreciate everybody else that donated on the super chats. They only showed the top one. That's not my bad. That's why I knew the name. But and all the people that joined Haiti University, y'all real as fuck, man. Negativity lead to positivity. You know what time it is, man. Cue and run the motherfucking outro, baby. Yes, sir. Another good day.
Now for a lesson. You may have heard these words before, but I'll teach you what they really mean. Go beyond.
You just gotta keep living, man. L-I-V-I-N.
Yep. I said it before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.